אני אגיד את זה כאן ועכשיו. בדרך כלל אני לא מתחיל את האינטרו כזה מוקדם, אני אגיד את זה כאן ועכשיו. רוב הסיכויים שזה יהיה לייב קצר. הצלחתי למצוא איכשהו זמן בתוך כל זה, אז אני אקווה שאני אשכרה יכול לעשות את זה כמו שצריך. הלייב היה כל כך טוב קודם. זה היה ממש מעצבן שבו הייתי חייב לסיים אותו, אבל אני אעשה את זה עד had to be continued. אני אעשה את זה עד had to be continued. כמו קודם, אני אעשה כאילו את הפרק הזה בתור המשך לקודם. אז אולי יהיה לי מצב של שני פאמניילים שונים, זה יהיה קצת מצחיק. אני אסגור את זה. אוקיי, וואו. אני מקווה שהכל יעבוד כמו שצריך. זה יהיה קצת יותר פרק אינטנדם לפרק הקודם. כי טכנית אני עצרתי באמצע של הטרייל. אז בעצם לא הייתי אמור לעצור טכנית. בוא נגיד את זה ככה, אבל הייתי חייב. אז בוא נמשיך ב-About for tomorrow. עד ל-to be continued. כי זה המקסימום שלי. קצת לקח לי יותר להקל את הסיטואציה ו-Holy shit! אני עדיין רוצה לדבר על זה שכאילו what the fuck? עם כל המאדנס הזה של המחשבה שמה. גם אפילו שזה יצא לא נכון. זה לפחות חלק ממנו. שזה מה שאנחנו עכשיו עושים פה. זה עדיין היה ממש היה מטורף. זה כמו מתי שסיור מתאבדת בדוקי דוקי ליטרצ'ר קלאב. זה אינסיין. אבל אוקיי, עכשיו פחות מיינדלס בנטר ולגשת ישר למשחק. I concede the fact that Athena must have stabbed someone with the utility knife. This must have been what Ponko witnessed as Athena's hug. But Prosecutor Blackwell then see the knife at the scene. This means that someone must have removed it from the lab before he arrived. Who could have taken the utility knife from the lab? Shahar. If I just in the film, then I have to conclude that there was a third person at the scene. But according to Ponko's testimony, Athena and her mother were the only two there. Then, how did this third person manage to escape Ponko's detection? I know. This person must have fooled Ponko's facial recognition feature by covering their own face. Wait a minute. Ponko has a heartbeat detection system too. Even if they covered their own face, Ponko would have still detected their presence. But you wouldn't have been able to tell who they were. Wait, that's it! The culprit could have covered their face and posed as which person to avoid detection. Malice. If the culprit posed as the victim, that would explain why Ponko thought only she and Athena were there. All they had to do was take advantage of Ponko's basic recognition features. The culprit used this in order to pose as the victim. Jacket. We got our ID. The culprit girl posed as the victim by wearing her jacket with the ID tag on it. But that still leaves the heartbeat detection system. How did the culprit get around that? It wouldn't have worked if Ponko could detect the real Dr. Sykes' heartbeat too. So, does that mean that the real Dr. Sykes was already dead by that time? Oh! If that's the case, then who did Athena stab? The real culprit! That's it! The person who stabbed Athena wasn't Dr. Sykes. It was the person who murdered her and then pretended to be her. The real culprit. Now that Mr. Wright has finally finished thinking, let's bring this to a swift end. Please give us your verdict, Your Honor, so that we can move on to the hostage snip. Seriously? Miles! You're absolutely right, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I hereby...
Objection!
I didn't say I was finished. I was only pausing for a second. Because I realized something so shocking I had to take a break to digest it. But now, I know for a fact that Miss Sykes is innocent. But Panka saw me. She witnessed the moment of the crime. Yes, Panka did witness something. She saw the hug. In other words, the moment you used the utility knife. But the person you stabbed wasn't your mother. What are you saying, Mr. Wright? The answer is simple. The person Miss Sykes stabbed was a third person posing as Dr. Sykes. What? Okay, perfect.
Objection!
Do you really expect us to swallow that, Mr. Wright? Well, according to the robot sequence, there was no third person there. Did you really think I wouldn't see through your ludicrous grab for time?
Objection!
לא לדאוג, בגלל שהאורך הזה הייתי חייב לחלק את זה לשתי חלקים, מיילס. After all we've been through, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm disappointed. Don't you know me by now that this smile of mine means I have absolute confidence? You make that pose all the time, regardless of the facts. Clanko's strange malfunction. כן, קלנקו אמר טרן, אבל זה אפולו. בגלל ה-ID. There was another case of mistaken identity caused by a jacket ID tag. All because Clanko couldn't read Apollo's facial features due to that eye patch. Oh my god, huh? Like Mr. Edgeworth said, a mask could nullify the robot's facial recognition, and then all the person would have to do is wear the jacket with the victim's ID tag to pose as her.
Objection!
All the ridiculous theories. What good would a silly disguise like that do? Have you forgotten that the robot also has a heartbeat detection system? Aber man is כבר meta at that point. If there was a third person on the scene, the robot would have detected them. Exactly the point. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but that doesn't count for much, I'm afraid. Because, by that time, Dr. Sykes' heart had already stopped beating. What? So does that mean? Yes, Your Honor. The person Miss Sykes stabbed. This third person who was posing as Dr. Sykes is her mother's real killer. But that's... impossible! Hey! Finally! Come on, that's it, Miles! Like in the good old days! A mask? The person I stabbed was wearing a mask? Order! Order in the court! Miss Sykes, did you say something? Mask. Yes! I remember Fina! What is it? Oh, Cyclones! I remember a man with a mask. How could he? What did he do to my mother? My head. Ah! Miss Sykes, are you all right? No! Wow! Well, Cyclops. They're breaking! Oh! Okay, whoa! Oh, the completion!
It's all coming back to me. Everything that happened the day my mother was murdered.
They're gone. Black Cyclops are finally gone. You didn't really stab your mother, did you? It's alright, Athena. Just tell us what you saw that day.
I was drawing a picture. When I was done, I went to show it to my mom. I opened the door, and then...
It's alright. I'm right here. You're safe, Athena.
She was on the floor by the workbench with the katana sticking out of her. There was a handkerchief over her face. I knew it was her by her clothes. And there was a man there.
A man?
Hold it!
Quiet, Your Honor! Wow. Go on, Athena. What the fuck?
He tried to attack me. In panic, I grabbed the knife that was there and... he dodged at first, so I only got his clothes. But I tried again.
And this time, you got him, didn't you?
I did. I remember it clearly now. The knife went into the back of his hand. Then he kicked me, and I passed out. When I came to, my mom wasn't moving. I had to do something. I had to fix her, I thought. So I asked Ponko to move her to the operating table.
Isaiah Cynthia Blackwell. Isaiah Cynthia in Blackwell. Wow. So that's why she said that. Your Honor, as you can see, the defendant has just given us critical new testimony. A man was there before Miss Sykes arrived. A man who covered the victim's face and put on the victim's jacket. This man is the real culprit. Miss Sykes, do you have any idea who this man was?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
A few moments ago, Miss Sykes mentioned the mask. Athena, can you tell us anything about that?
Yes, the mask. It was my mom's Japanese theater mask. I think it was the one hanging on the wall of the lab.
Ah, there's a mask hanging here on the wall.
It was kind of spooky, that mask. My mom used to tell me that a no mask even has the power to turn an ordinary human into being a phantom.
Oh. זה interesting. גם אפילו שאני לא הזכרתי את זה הרבה. כל המוטיביישן של בלקוול יוצא בעצם בגלל האימפולס שלו שקשור לפנטום. זה interesting. Phantom?
It would seem a new suspect has emerged.
And that means that our suspicion against Miss Sykes has. נו באמת, חשבתי שזה נגמר. God damn it, אני חייב להמליך את הווליום. Here we go again.
You see, this is precisely why I can't trust the court system. Athena Sykes is the murderer. I won't accept any other verdict.
הקטע המצחיק הוא זה שאורה אומרת את זה ככה, אבל מצד אחר ליטרלי אמרנו שבלקוול הוא אינסנט כי הוא בא אחר כך. Miss Blackwell, this is not good.
A new suspect? Where's the proof that this person ever existed? Who says it wasn't all just a dream in the little princess's groggy little head?
She's right. We don't have any hard evidence of the masked man's existence.
Objection!
Oh!
Thank you, Mr. Wright. I'll never be able to repay you for all you've done. But I'm fine now, because I can say with complete certainty that I did not kill my mother.
Fina, I'm so glad for you.
More and more memories are coming back now. So I'd like to say one thing if I could. Pongo came to the robotics lab at about 2 p.m. to recharge.
Yes, אני לא חוזר על זה.
I see where you're going with this.
If Mummy Metis was really the killer in disguise.
Right. That means he must have come to the robotics lab before 2 p.m.
Is there anything here in the evidence that could help me find this person who came to the lab before 2 p.m.? אני לא בטוח בדיוק מתי היה הרצח. בין 1 ל-3. הדבר היחיד שאני יכול לחשוב עליו זה הפוטאג'. אומייגאד, זה הולך להיות אותו הדבר כמו Reclaimed. או איך שקוראים ל-DLC case. This is Prosecutor Blackwell leaving the scene after the incident at around 3 p.m. What I'm wondering is, does the video show anyone else passing by there before them? I don't see anything in the investigation report. It looks like they didn't check. Bruh, okay. Just as I thought. So if you rewind the footage and go back to around 2 p.m., you should be able to see the true culprit leaving the scene. Very well then. Let's take a look. There! Please stop it right there. Oh! culprit מספר 1, ג'קט. culprit מספר 2, היד המדממת. It's just like you said. There is a man leaving the scene of the crime. Miss Sykes, do you remember this person?
That's him! I'm sure of it! He's wearing my mother's jacket! Can you see it? There's the slash I made with the utility knife that day. And I'm sure that the knife is under that jacket somewhere.
So then, everything Miss Sykes said. Exactly. It proves that Miss Sykes' memory was correct. Dr. Sykes' killer arrived to the robotics lab before 2 p.m. He killed her and hid her face with a handkerchief. Then, he disguised himself with Dr. Sykes' jacket and mask that were there in the lab.
The culprit probably knew beforehand that Ponko charged up at 2 p.m. every day. So he waited for Ponko to come to the lab for her regular recharge.
By leaving Dr. Sykes' jacket on, the culprit tricked Ponko into thinking he was Dr. Sykes, thereby making it look like she was alive up to that point in time. All to disguise the real time of death.
Objection!
מה עכשיו, מיילס? איזה מוזר זה שעדיף שאני אגיד זה זה מרגיש לי שמיילס משתמש בלוג'יק שלו בתוך הקורט? בתוך הבית משפט? מי שלא יודע, לוג'יק מ-investigations. אז תראו בעצם את הסדרה שלי של investigations, אבל זה מרגיש כאילו משלב את הלוג'יק מ-investigations וככה מכניס את זה, וככה נכנס לפה, כמה? 9-10 שנים לאחר מכן? זה מעניין. It's a nice theory, Mr. Wright, but I'm afraid that it's just not possible. What? Why not? The victim's jacket is clearly visible right there in this video. And that right there is precisely the problem. The ID tag on the jacket at the scene confirms beyond doubt that it belonged to the victim. If the person who left the lab truly was wearing the victim's jacket, then how could it possibly have wound up back at the crime scene? What's going on? That doesn't make sense. Just right. If the culprit was wearing the jacket, how did he get back to the lab? He could have brought it back. The killer used the jacket as a disguise to make his escape. But in order to conceal the fact that he had to get the jacket back to the crime scene... Wait, come on. Oh, but in order to conceal the fact he had to get the jacket back to the crime scene. So the culprit returned to the robotics lab after and planted it there. Contradiction resolved.
Objection!
Except that it would have been impossible. The only people who came to the robotics lab after the killer were Prosecutor Parkwell and the people who reported the body. And they claimed that the jacket was there when they arrived. So, when do you propose this mysterious man of yours had the chance to return the jacket? Puzzling question indeed. When did the culprit have the chance to bring the jacket back? When the body was found. The only time the culprit could have returned the jacket was when the body was found. Mr. Wright, you do realize the implication of that argument? I do. Most people, when they come across a murder, focus their attention on the body. The culprit could have taken advantage of that split second to plant the jacket. In other words, the true culprit of this case, the man known as the Phantom, was one of the first people who discovered the body. I would never have thought of that. A phantom! בדיוק! Order in the court! What is the meaning of this, Prosecutor Edgeworth? A phantom שבלאקוול היה אחריו. But it was discovered and reported by a group of 3 people who dared to collide the space probe's capsule in preparation for the Hat-1 launch. One of those people had a special bag to transport the capsule in. Oh, you mean the shock-resistant bag? Correct. I suppose that the jacket was in that bag. It could have been returned to the scene of the crime without anyone noticing. I'll see to it that you get the reports on those 3 people. You will? I should also check their facial recognition database for that robot. If this person had felt the need to hide his face with the theater mask, it might be that his facial data was once registered. Prosecutor Edgeworth, has this mean? I have to admit, I believe Miss Sex's memories to be credible. You win, right? Not that it was ever an official trial anyway. בוא נתעלם מזה שהצחתי אותך. כמה זה? 3 פעמים במשחק הראשון, 1 לפיין, 1 מאלפרד. פעם אחת ב-Justice for All, 1 ווינסטון והשאר זה פרנסיסקה. אשכרה שום דבר ב-Trials and Tribulations. לא מופיע ב-Apollo Justice. אבל גם מצד אחר הוא עבר בעצם את ה-Investigation Series, אז כאילו... אם כבר מדברים על זה, נצטרך גם לעשות Investigations 2, אני נצטרך דווקא להמשיך את זה. משחק די טוב Investigations 2. על הדרך, עוד משהו אחרון פה... אני אמשיך, אוקיי, וואלה, אני אגיד את זה אחר כך.
My ears deceive me. Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you actually conceding?
כל מיני בונוסים שיהיו בעצם על Investigations 2 ו-Dual Destinies הם יהיו בתור פרק אחרון כזה לסדרה של כל אחד מהם.
Is this true, boss? Does this mean I'm... I can't believe it.
It's over! I won!
I proved that both Athena and Prosecutor Blackwell are innocent.
Your Honor! I see no need to further prolong this trial.
Objection!
Hold on, Mr. Wright. Have you forgotten who's in charge of this trial?
That's right. I'm the one who's supposed to say I see no further prolong.
Not you either, Your Honor. Now silence. Sponsor.
The little princess who was truly beloved by Metis, and who repaid that love with death. All these years, hating Athena was the only thing that kept me going. But what did I do now? Can anybody tell me? How am I supposed to go on?
Miss Blackwell. How unlike you, Aura. Melis was deeply passionate about her work, and she chose you as her partner. Isn't that...
Shut up, Simon! You know exactly how I felt about her. Her respect as a co-worker wasn't all that I wanted.
Oh.
Then what did you want from her?
Did you really just go there, Your Honor? Aura, there is something I wanted to say. If you will lend me an ear. I have in my possession a lead on who Metis' murderer is. You do? Right, Donna. You asked me about the identity of the Phantom of 7 years past. That's right. Phantom. The person Blackwell has been looking for, even from behind bars. 7 years ago, somebody hatched a plan to sabotage the Hat One rocket. The spy. But he was no ordinary spy. We knew not about him, his background, appearance. We came to refer to him as the Phantom. At the time, I was working with the police to hunt him down. And then one day, a miracle occurred, and I obtained the lead on him.
Oh, how exciting. What was the lead?
According to a recording of the Phantom's voice, but the quality was too poor for proper voice analysis. Oh, look at that. Yet, I had hope. Aura's co-worker was a scientist who could analyze human emotions. So I asked her to evaluate the recordings in analytical psychology. And that scientist was Dr. Sykes. Yes, a spy's greatest fear is to have his true identity discovered. In addition to Hat 1, Dr. Sykes' results and the recording were surely among his targets. But his search of the space center bore no fruit, so he must have started to panic. He couldn't find them, but where could they have been? Who's to say?
Wow. I bet he's never let that out of his sight all these years.
How in the world did you smuggle them into prison? Oh, I have my ways. What's more, my partner is especially talented for that sort of thing. Ah! Taka! I work to lure the Phantom in by spreading rumors throughout the underworld. I was even granted permission to prosecute cases to attract the Phantom's attention. Just try to retrieve your identity, you bloody butcher, was my taunt. Fuck, שכחתי להשתיק את הטלפון! And what were the results Dr. Sykes drew up for you? Was there any useful information? Here, you can see it for yourself. But take good care of it. It's all I have left of my mentor.
I will. Hold on to this real tight.
Okay.
Hold it.
Oh.
Psychological profile classified. Emotional output of this voice is extremely weak compared to typical voices. Subject seemed to have unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. No emotional fluctuation,
Okay, sure. אין אינפלציה של רגש. A spy who experiences no emotion, not sadness nor anger, and naturally, no fear. He is the very definition of a phantom. A monster with no heart, don't you see? This creature is the rod that destroyed our lives and said what ails us all into motion.
The Phantom indeed. A fitting name for the one who has brought darkness to our world. Well then. It seems a faint image of this man has started to take shape. Based on what we have learned, I'd like all of you to conduct further investigation. This is not a formal trial, but I do want to follow protocol. If I may, I would like to hand out my verdicts and bring these proceedings to an end. Whatever. Do what you want. You'll hear no objections from me.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
It's over. It's finally over.
רק היה צריך לחכות חצי שעה!
Very well. In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, could you please take the stand?
הוא כבר פה.
As a result of this trial, your innocence has been proven. The verdict handed down 7 years ago is hereby overturned. And now, the defendant of the current trial, Miss Athena Sykes.
Yes, Your Honor?
Mr. Wright. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Athena, you're more than welcome. If everyone is ready, I will now give my verdict.
Whoa! Misa!
Who?
Apollo!
Hi, Polly!
לא עשיתי לך כבר כמה ימים, ולמה לא היה voice? Apollo? What is the meaning of this? Congratulations, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Edgeworth. You uncovered the truth from 7 years ago, and you saved Prosecutor Blackwell. However, I can't allow this trial to end just yet. Why, Apollo? Why would you do this to us? וזהו. צריך זה יהיה הסיום של הפרק של היום, כי... זה היה הכל כאן. זה היה הכל עם הפרק של היום. מצטער שזה יצא פרק הרבה יותר קצר. אבל כן, אני לא יכול לעשות עם זה שום דבר. אז כן! כאן היריב פגעים בסרטון על הבא של ירין אגב גיימס, מקווה שנהנתם. וירין, ביי חברים, מקווה שאתם נהנים. והפרק הבא היה הרבה יותר ארוך. ביי ביי!